We're live.
Oh, hi everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to Freise's Corner Bar. We're glad you guys could join us tonight. It's not Friday night, it's Thursday, and we thought this would make sense to just kind of spend New Year's Eve with all of our online Freise's Corner Bar friends. So,
can I just say one thing?
You sure can.
We are using this new software called Be Live, and I'm hoping it's connected to Facebook. So I'm hoping I could get some likes or some thumbs up or some comments on the page just so that we can verify we are actually live. And I don't know if you want to go check your...
yeah, let me look and see.
Just check your thing. I just want to use it. I got an error message when we started, so I'm just making sure that everything... the last 2 weeks we were testing Switcher Studio, which is mainly a product for iPhones and the iOS, Apple products. And so for the next 2 weeks, we're going to be testing this Be Live. So I'm hoping. Okay, we got a thumbs up.
Yeah, we are live.
Okay.
Just brought it up. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. So, where was I? Well, it's the end of 2020. I think everyone's pleased about that. A lot of ugly things came out of it, some good things, some fun things, not so fun, but we would just like to thank everyone for your loyalty and watching us every week and commenting and sharing our page. We're definitely trying to grow our page. We've seen tremendous growth over the last probably 3 or 4 weeks in terms of viewership, likes, comments, and shares. We encourage you guys to continue to do that.
We are actually at like 473, I think, followers. It would be great to be at 500 or to exceed 500. That was kind of my goal for the year, but I don't think we're going to make it unless we get 25 people liking it tonight.
Okay, so like, comment, and share. So we're going to talk a little bit tonight about some of the things that we have sort of discovered or have been using in 2020 that are our favorites. So we're going to talk about a couple of our favorite cocktails. We're going to talk about a couple of things that Shannon has done with her bartending, which she's done a phenomenal job, and I congratulate her on that. She's letting me be bartender tonight, so I get a special thing.
But I'm not letting him use the shaker.
It doesn't mean I won't spill. But anyway, so I'm going to talk first off, I think, about, I do all the cooking, which you guys all know. So I picked up a couple of new all-clad pans, some D5s, which are 5-layer. They were on closeouts because they're getting rid of the polished stainless to go to the brushed, and we picked up a couple of really nice deals on that. I love having really good cooking utensils, as Shannon does with bar tools, and what we find is that if you have the right equipment, whatever it is you're doing isn't that difficult to do. And it's the same with cooking. So I'm always looking for good things. There's a lot of stuff out there that we've bought and tried and ends up out at the curb with a little sign that says free. So I picked a couple of new pans. I'm psyched about those, an 11 and a 9-inch French skillet. I got this for Shannon for Christmas. And I know that we've talked about the Death and Company book a lot, which is this book here. I know that some people have purchased it. Well, they did a follow-up to it, and they call it the Codex. And what I like about it is it takes the 6 basic cocktails, and what their theory is there's 6 cocktails out there, and from that, all other cocktails have been invented, generated, etc. And can anyone name the 6 cocktails? Can we get some comments, some likes?
Jim Overschmidt is there. I'm
okay,
sure
what do
he
you
can
say,
name
Jim?
at least a few.
Yeah, what are the 6 core cocktails that are out there? Anybody?
Well, do you want me to start?
Okay, give me
I'm
one.
not sure what the lag is on this,
Okay.
so I don't know how long you know. So I would say one of my favorites is the Old Fashioned.
Okay. Martini is one of them. Any comments on there? Okay.
Okay.
The other would be the daiquiri. It'd also be the sidecar, as well as the whiskey highball. And last but not least is the flip. And if you don't mind switching spots. The reason I like this book is it takes those 6 cocktails and it shows you how they grow into other cocktails. And hopefully you can see this all right. But here they take the old fashioned, and from the old fashioned, probably 25 other cocktails are created or invented. And it does it for all 6 of these cocktails. The martini, for example, it shows you sort of a bubble flow chart of the different styles of martinis and what has been derived out of that. And this also will give you about 350 different recipes. It also talks about tinctures, infusions, how to sous vide things. It just is loaded with really good information. This one is sort of like, when I look at this is your high school textbook. This one kind of takes you to the college level, but not in a complicated way. It just walks you through it. So that's one of my favorite things for this year. The other thing is I think we try a lot of different cocktails. We don't drink a lot, but we do try a cocktail here. We go out someplace, we'll try their famous cocktail or whatever. And it's been the Negroni, okay? And I was talking to Shannon tonight about the Negroni. I just have fallen in love with that cocktail, but the gin, I was telling her, the last time I drank gin, I think, is when we lived in Kansas City, and that was in 1988. And I got a Tanqueray and tonic that someone had bought for me, and I drank probably half of it, and it just wasn't, I just didn't care for it. And when we were cleaning out our liquor cabinet, we found a bottle of Seagram's gin. That was the only gin that we had. And that was from when my mom came up sometime in the mid-'80s, and it was about half full. So anyway, I've discovered that I kind of like gin, but it's got to be certain ones. And I like Hendrick's because it's a very botanical. I like the Citadel. That's a very nice botanical. But then we also discovered some very dry gins. It's just interesting, and it's just a whole new area out there. So I am going to make my Negroni, and then I'm going to sit back, and Shannon's going to do her talking, and she's going to make her cocktail. So
I'm going to move so I don't get anything on my shirt.
do you have one of those plastic aprons?
I don't know.
I need that. All right.
That.
So I'm just going to take some ice. I have a, oops, that's not the beaker. I thought I had a beaker there. Chemistry beaker. So oh yeah, I'll put that back in. All right, so going to take the sweet vermouth. So that's about, I don't know, 3/4 of a jigger of that. And then some Campari. Campari is a very interesting bitter. It's amazing the things that you use it for. We had Campari for a long time.
Did you say how much you put in there?
No.
I don't know. Okay.
3/4 and the 3/4.
1 ounce and 1 ounce.
Yeah, 1 ounce and 1 ounce, what she said. So.
And then that's an ounce and a half.
And then this is 1.5 ounces. All right, and this is a stir drink. Does anyone know why it's a stir drink? Why do we stir this and not shake it? Anybody?
Well, I think the lag is, there's a lag before anybody actually hears that.
Okay.
So you can just keep
stir. So you put the spoon up against the glass, down and around the rim. You're just trying to chill this down. Okay. And then you just chug it. No, you don't. Take your Hawthorne strainer, lay that across. I need my ice cube.
Oh, I'm sorry, I moved it. I thought you already had put it in the.
No, I didn't. And then you just strain that out. And I take the one piece of garnish that she allowed me to have.
Sorry, I had a comment on this.
Okay.
I didn't see your extra straining.
Yes, so I just express that juice into there, give it a little twist. Drop it in, wipe your fingers, and you have a Negroni, my favorite. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. So I'm going to move this out of the way because I'm going to do a shaken cocktail. And before I start about the shaker the cocktail, I want to talk about my favorite discovery this year, and that is the Cask Aging. I think we're on our third batch of Cask Aged cocktails. We've done a Negroni, we've done a Boulevardier, and we've done the Vieux The Vieux is excellent, and I just pulled the Boulevardier. So Boulevardier is basically a Negroni with whiskey versus gin, and I actually like to use a rye whiskey, particularly for the aging. It's not as sweet, but what's great about this cocktail is you put it in the cask. This cask is a medium char cask, so I keep the cocktails in there for 2 weeks. We got some smaller ones that are like a heavy char, and I kept it in there for 4 days, and it is, we did a Manhattan and a Negroni, and they're very hard to drink. So, so you want to make sure, and I also think this is a 2 liter, those were 1 liter. The 1 liters have so much more exposure to the wood that they take on that flavor so much faster. So I'd recommend it, minimum 2 liter, 3 liter. This is a medium char barrel versus a heavy char barrel. I also think it's hard to do a medium char on the smaller barrel when they're making the barrels. But what's great about these cocktails is you mix it once, and then you just you pour and stir and add your garnish, and in some ways it's almost too easy. But so if you are interested in experimenting with different techniques, I highly recommend getting a barrel. We got this barrel. This is a Redhead barrel. It's out of Texas. The other barrel we got, I would not recommend that company, so I'm not even going to say their name. So I do highly recommend the Redhead barrels. So if you want to try something, I'd recommend.
And how much was that,
trying that. This barrel was I can't even remember. I think it was $45, and then shipping was like $15 or something. So it was because they're heavy, but it's a lot of fun.
And it makes such a nice cocktail. It just takes on the tannins from the oak, and it sort of mellows out the alcohol. It's very enjoyable. So, and we shared a little bit of it with some friends, and comments were very, very positive on that. So it's been a lot of fun. We actually have enjoyed creating these different concoctions.
I'm actually showing some of the comments. That's what's nice about this BeLive software, is you can actually interact and see and show the comments. And it's Jim Overschmidt's birthday this weekend. Happy birthday, Jim.
Happy birthday, Jim.
Cheers. And then what's this one say? Drink is a B. Okay, so next up is, I'm going to make a Neptunes Wrath. Now this cocktail it's a little labor intensive, but I actually thought it was a good way to send out the year. It has some some bitter notes in it, and it has juniper, which this is also a gin-based cocktail. So I always think of I always like to, that's evergreen is kind of a way to cleanse and prepare for the new year. So it has the juniper, and then it also has egg white. So eggs are always new beginnings. So, and then we're going to add a little fire to this, a little flame. So I thought it would be a good way to welcome in the new year. And so this is a shaken cocktail, and this is actually a reverse shake cocktail, which means I'm going to shake it on ice, and then I'm going to strain the ice and shake it wet. So this cocktail starts out with, we're going to start out with an ounce and a half of the gin, and this one you'll want to use dry gin. The first time I made it, we used more botanical gin, and it was good, but I'm thinking this is going to be better. A quarter ounce, I can open it up, of absinthe. I always say that, that's my little list coming out. And then we're going to do 3/4 ounce of lemon juice, because when life gives you lemons, you make a cocktail. A 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. And then 1 egg, the white of 1 egg. I'd say that was one of the things that I discovered this year was how much I love egg whites in my cocktails. I don't even really think I had an egg white cocktail, or if that was really an egg white versus using the powdered egg packets that they used to have at Mike's mom's bar. But I highly recommend the egg. So now we're going to shake this on ice.
You want me to shake that?
Yeah, I'm not letting you shake eggs ever again. Okay, and then now we're gonna strain the ice out. And then we're gonna give it a dry shake. But and this is supposed to make for a creamier. And this drink, the garnish for this is going to be flaming chartreuse. You're not really going to be able to see the flame. We've tried it, and it's not. I've already tried turning off all the lights. You can, then you can't see much of anything else. So, okay, this is going to go into a chilled coupe glass, and it is going to be fine strained. You can try, but then there's the sink lights and there's all kinds of lights in the.
Alexa, turn on good night.
And we got the under counter lights that have to come off.
Alexa, turn on good night.
Okay, now what's fun about this is that it is a flaming garnish. And I don't even know if I'm going to be able to see how to do this. Can you just turn on one set of lights just until I.
Is that all right?
No, I can't see. I need the under counter. Can you turn the under counter light on? Okay. So this is 1/4 ounce of chartreuse. And we are going to light this and then pour it in the drink. And it will make the drink kind of makes the egg taste a little bit like creme brulee. So I'm going to let the sulfur burn off the match a little bit so that we don't get sulfur. And then you want to make sure you have something that's long. You want to make sure it's metal and that it's long. Okay, now you can turn off the under counter lights. So I'll hold up the flame. You can see how it's flaming. And then I'm going to hold up the cocktail. And you just pour that flaming right into the cocktail. And that is your Neptunes Wrath. You can turn the lights. Alexa,
turn on Diane.
So that is the Neptunes Wrath. So cheers, Kelly. Cheers to everybody that has shown up. We appreciate everybody watching. Cheers.
Cheers.
I love you. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. And I'd like to just say we look forward to 2021, and we're always looking for comments. We're looking for ideas, possibly a guest chef or a guest bartender.
Yeah.
I'd also like to just throw a big thank you out to all of our Missouri friends for all of your support. I'd like to thank the Randolph brothers and Lonnie for helping my brother with his move. He sold his farm and he moved to a new place, and he was not able to do any of the work. He had fallen down the stairs. And anyway, they came in and rescued him and did a tremendous job. So,
yeah. So cheers to
love you all.
Love you all. Happy New Year.